My name is Evelyn. I was born in a small town where everyone knew everyone else. Growing up, I was always the girl who caught attention without even trying. From the moment I opened my eyes, people told me I was beautiful. My mother told me I had my grandmother's eyes, bright green like the fresh leaves in spring. Sometimes I would look at myself in the mirror and not understand why strangers would stare at me on the street or why boys in school acted so strangely when I passed by. In elementary school, boys would give me small notes and flowers. Girls would watch me closely and sometimes whisper, not always kind words. I did not like the attention. I wanted to be invisible, to just play and laugh with my friends, but that was hard when everyone seemed to watch me like I was made of glass. At home, my parents worked hard. My dad held 2 jobs to pay the bills, and my mom cleaned houses. They loved me, but they were often tired and busy. So, I learned to be quiet and independent. I found comfort in painting. In my small room, surrounded by colors and brushes, I could be myself. I painted the sky, the trees, and sometimes my dreams. Painting was my secret world where no one judged me for my looks or expected me to be perfect. When I turned 18, I moved to the city for college. I studied art history, hoping to build a life where I was known for my mind, not just my face. The city was big and noisy, and at first, I thought no one would notice me among so many people. But I was wrong. Everywhere I went, people still stopped to look. Boys asked me out, sent gifts, and called me at odd hours. I tried to say no kindly, but some did not listen. One cold autumn day, I was at my favorite coffee shop, reading a book about stars. The stars always fascinated me, small lights in a vast dark sky, shining quietly without asking for attention. While I read, a man sat near me. He was tall with brown curly hair and deep hazel eyes that seemed full of stories. He didn't look at me the way others did. He just opened a book and began to read. I watched him silently, feeling a strange calm in his presence. Over the next few weeks, he came to the coffee shop often. His name was Ryan. We started talking slowly, about books, music, and our dreams. He didn't comment on my looks or try to impress me. Instead, he listened. I felt safe around him, like I could be myself without masks or pretenses. We spent more time together. We walked in the park, shared quiet dinners, and watched sunsets. Slowly, my heart opened. I realized I was falling in love with someone who saw beyond my beauty. Ryan was not perfect. Sometimes, he was quiet and distant. He didn't share much about his past. I asked gently, but he changed the subject. I thought he had wounds he was afraid to show. One winter evening, Ryan took my hand and asked me to marry him. I said yes with all my heart. Our wedding was small, filled with laughter and tears. I believed we would be happy forever. But after the wedding, everything changed. Ryan became distant. He worked late, came home tired, and stopped sharing his thoughts. I tried to reach him, cooked his favorite meals, left little notes, kissed his forehead. But he pulled away. One night, I leaned to kiss his forehead, and he stepped back as if afraid. Confused and hurt, I asked him what was wrong. He said he was just tired. But deep inside, I knew something else was wrong. I noticed changes. His phone never left his side, his secretive glances, whispered calls. One night, I saw a message from a woman named Sophie. My heart broke into pieces. I tried to trust him, but the doubt ate me alive. I followed him one night after he said he was going to work. Instead of the office, he went to a small house in the suburbs. The door opened, and a woman greeted him with a smile. They hugged and kissed. I watched from the shadows, feeling cold emptiness inside. The next day, I confronted him. He did not deny it. He said he loved me but was confused. He begged for time to figure things out. I begged him to choose me, but he said he needed space. Days turned into weeks. I felt lost, broken, and invisible again. I packed my bags and left. I stayed with my best friend, trying to heal the wounds that no one saw. Heartbreak was not a single moment but a slow ache. Mornings were hardest, waking up alone, feeling the weight of silence. I deleted photos, avoided places we went together, and learned to live without him. Slowly, I found strength. I painted more, poured my pain onto canvases filled with dark and light. I traveled to new cities, met new people, and learned to smile again. Now, I live in Seattle, far from my old life. I work as an artist, not as a beautiful face but as a woman with stories to tell. Sometimes, I still wonder if I will find someone who loves all of me, the light and the shadows. But for now, I choose to love myself first. And that is the most important love of all. After I left Ryan, everything in my life changed. The apartment we once shared was filled with silence and shadows. Every corner reminded me of him, his laughter, his touch, the dreams we planned but never lived. I couldn't stay there anymore, so I packed my things and moved to Lisa's house. She was my best friend since childhood, and she never let me feel alone. At Lisa's, I spent many days and nights crying, talking, and trying to understand what had happened to my heart. I asked myself why love could hurt so much. Why someone you trusted could disappear like a ghost. Lisa said, "Evelyn, pain is the price of loving. But you are stronger than you think." Slowly, I found comfort in painting. I painted the colors of my sadness, the blues of loneliness, and the reds of hope. My studio became my refuge, a place where I could pour out my feelings without fear or judgment. One day, Lisa took me to an art exhibition where some of my paintings were shown. My heart raced as I saw people stop and look at my work. Some smiled, some whispered, but no one knew how much each painting cost me in tears and memories. At that exhibition, I met Michael. He was different from anyone I had ever known. His eyes were warm and kind, and his voice soft like a melody. He didn't care about my past or my scars. He wanted to know my thoughts, my dreams, my fears. We began spending time together. Michael was patient and gentle. We drank coffee in small cafes, walked through parks where autumn leaves danced in the wind, and talked for hours about books, music, and life. He never rushed me. He waited for my heart to heal, for my soul to open. But even as I grew closer to Michael, memories of Ryan lingered like a shadow. Sometimes I dreamt of him. Sometimes I asked myself if I was ready to love again or if I was just trying to forget. Michael understood without me saying a word. One chilly evening, as we sat wrapped in blankets under a starry sky, he took my hand and said, "Evelyn, love is patient."